Bye bye, Boomerang. We are heading out today and leaving Boomerang in the shade to record a special video, right, Leah?
Yeah, we're going to do a Q&A from Amsterdam today.
Answering any of your questions. We are celebrating 70,000 followers on Instagram. Thanks very much, everyone, for sharing the adventure with us. We need to go get ourselves one of those to continue this video. Now, this is the way to see Amsterdam. This way we can enjoy the city without getting too close to people and have space on the water and answer some of your questions. Question number one, would you ever live on a houseboat in Amsterdam? Hell yes, I would. Looks awesome. Living off solar, down by the water, ducks outside for breakfast. You don't eat the ducks, you see them.
Got a question from Jess XP28. The question is, if you could pick up any superpower on your travels, what would that be? Easy, I think it would be being able to understand and speak every language in the world. That would be a great superpower to have while you're traveling, and just in general, that being able to communicate with everyone that you meet in every country, that would be my superpower, definitely. Got a question from Jonah Wiltz. What precautions have you taken to reduce the chance of a fire in the engine bay? I'll let Ben answer that one.
Captain Ben reporting in here for the technical section. We have a blaze cut fire system, so if anything gets too hot in there, it basically melts and releases a whole bunch of gases, which puts out a fire before we even know we have it. Great peace of mind. Also, try not to have a fire in the first place. Good maintenance and changing hoses and hose clamps often, inspecting often. You have to do that when you're overlanding around the world. Yeah, it's worth it though. We have really awesome batteries as well. We have Battleborn batteries. They are lithium. They provide us with loads of power. They recharge quicker than we've ever had anything before. And they have a built-in safety management system, which we have been putting to the test so hard, like from literally almost freezing conditions to up to like super hot, going through deserts conditions. And the batteries have performed brilliantly. They shut off and stop charging and discharging when the temperatures are too extreme, so that's perfect for what we need, and they are awesome. If you need some lithium batteries, we have a percentage discount for you guys linked in the description of our video. So I recommend these ones, they're awesome.
I think we just passed Anne Frank's house behind me over there somewhere.
All right, we've got Amanda's 8 says, pre-coronavirus, what was the scariest part of van life? Van life isn't all that scary, but funnily enough, every time we cross over a border to a country that we don't know nothing about, we're always a little nervous and a bit anxious. And I think it's reassuring to say that, because a lot of people aspire to do this kind of travel and hope to one day, and sometimes you're a little scared of what it might be like, and we're like that too, but we still make it happen, you know? No regrets, just get into it. So I think crossing borders is the scariest part for me.
We've got another question saying, do we sometimes feel like cancelling our trip due to the pandemic? Yeah, there are sometimes, definitely we are aware that we might have to cancel it, or at least take a big break at some point. At the moment now, like, we're still able to, Europe's open for tourism and travel, so we're going to just make the most of the time when we can, and then when we need to stop, we'll stop.
Yeah, as soon as
for
they start
however
advising it, right, not to travel, we'll stop.
Yeah, however many months we need to do that, to stop. So yeah, we won't cancel it altogether, but we'll definitely have a break from it and maybe do something else, do some other videos whilst we're not traveling. Also, how is our mental health? It's obviously been a bit up and down because it is quite stressful, just like everyone. I think we're trying our best to keep our mental health healthy, because it is stressful, like everyone. There's a lot of up and downs and uncertainty. So
especially in this career, working in the travel industry as vloggers, nothing is we can't plan for anything basically. Our project is to drive around the world. Our lifestyle is to travel. Both of those things seem like they're impossible, and our careers and financial means is tied into that, so that obviously makes it more stressful. On top of that, we're moving house every day, so there's a few stresses, but there are also challenges, and we are enjoying it.
And also being away from family and friends during this time, it's been quite hard as well. When we're in lockdown, it was quite a hard time for us.
That time's coming though, isn't it?
Mentally, but we're just trying to keep on top of that and look after ourselves even more now than before. Chloe asks if you guys could go back to the very first day you set out traveling individually, what one piece of advice would you give yourself after having all the experience you have now?
That's a bloody great question. Moment of thinking.
To try harder to learn another language. I think I would have forced myself to try harder to learn at least another language so I could experience that, communicating with people from another country.
I think I would have told myself to spend more money. I was really frugal when I first went traveling. Lasted for a very, very long time on a very little amount of money, but missed out on some experiences. But then I guess I got much better, like kind of rural, local experiences with people in like jungles and stuff. So I get, no advice in that regard. I don't know. Got to think of something else then now, haven't I? Is that a floating clog? I would say go home more. I know that sounds odd, but I travel for over 10 years now and haven't been home enough, and it's really important to go home. It also keeps your stoke alive for going traveling as well. Every time you get a little break. So I'm envious of all of you people that are not full-time on the road in that regard. It's so exciting going on a new trip, isn't it? I feel like that now though. Quick poll, how many of you would live on a houseboat in Amsterdam for a while at some point in your life, would like to do that? Leave a comment below.
Just read a question saying that we hope that I celebrated my birthday in style. Today I'm in Amsterdam and Ben took me to the red light district today for my birthday. I just wanted to say to everyone that left a birthday message yesterday on Instagram and YouTube, everywhere else, thank you so much for your beautiful messages. It really made my day reading those messages. So thank you. We had a great day yesterday. Yeah, it was really nice. So thank you so much for your kind messages. Just wait for this big boat to come through, yeah, to stop. So much traffic here on the canals. If you guys haven't been to Amsterdam, there are a lot of old buildings that are very wonky and like to the side, so I'll try to capture some of them if I can see them for you, because it's quite interesting to see them like leaning and not really straight. The next question is, are you planning on settling down once you get to Australia? And where would that be? I think so. I think we're planning on staying put for a while in Australia and do some projects there. Definitely going to be driving around Australia in the Kombi. So Australia is huge, so that will take a while. And in between, obviously, hang out with family. So I have family in Melbourne, so we'll probably be around there. Maybe. That's the plan for now, but that might change.
Hey Leah, you know that Australia is the gateway to Asia, right?
Yeah, so Australia is very close to Asia, so we have lots of trips around Southeast Asia and that way. So yeah, we'll be exploring there as well. This is a question for Ben. I'm just going to get him to answer it. From Alex. If you didn't give away Capito, would you have rebuilt him and taken him to Australia rather than getting Boomerang?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Wouldn't you have like kept Capito and like converted him, maybe put a high top roof? You know, it would have been a good project. I would have loved. Obviously, you get this attachment to the vehicles that you live in for so long. So yeah, it would have been nice to still have Capito, but I always said I'd give him away. I feel like I got so much out of the community that helped me and supported me and encouraged me all the way to Alaska that I just wanted to give it to one of the subscribers. And yeah, I'm glad I did. It was a good part of the project. I wonder how Grant's doing these days.
So Grant is the guy that ended up getting Capito. We've seen him a couple of times and he's been doing some adventures in the bus there with his family. Hope to maybe meet up with him again one day, maybe. Musical George, I like that name. He asked if we would ever consider converting Boomerang into electric. Definitely yes. Yes.
Love to. I'm sure that will happen at some point on the journey. Who knows when? Maybe just in time. By the time we get to Australia, they'll have put enough electrical infrastructure for us to be able to make the return journey. And then Boomerang really will be a boomerang, but it'll be like electric Boomerang.
Got an interesting question from Wannabe Adventurer. How do we find out all the information that we need for Alaska to travel? It's basically a lot of Google searching. It's hours and hours of searching and making sure that that answer is correct by...
Current.
Yeah, and it changes all the time too. So there is a website, I can't remember it, I'll try and put a link below, that has all the information for your dog going into any country. So it's got what shots they need and the paperwork. So we usually go to that website and then we triple check everything to see whether it's still current.
Amsterdam is such a beautiful city, isn't it, Leah?
Tread the Globe, who's also doing a round the world adventure, asked where we're going next, which country we're going to next. We're kind of taking it day by day and plans are changing constantly. So we're just going to stay around Europe and the countries that we are allowed to be and travel in. And we'll see from them. I'm guessing when it gets to winter, when summer is over, our plans might change. We might need to stay put somewhere in Europe for a while before we go traveling again. So yeah, to answer that question, I'm not too sure. You guys are in Turkey, right? So can't wait to get there. Don't know when that will be.
What did we do before Kombi Life? We travelled, both of us were travelling a lot, on and off, but not working so much, and definitely not doing anything with video or anything like that. In my previous life, I was an IT geek. I hate computers, so much happier to be travelling and filming and sharing it with you guys. That's a lot more fun. Totally blessed to have this audience, so thanks very much, and thanks to the 70,000 Instagram followers. You guys are legends.
So before this job, I was a youth worker. I worked with kids in residential care, and before that I was studying art, studying photography.
And who would have
painting.
known that one day you'd have been an editor for a YouTube channel,
Yeah,
and allowed to travel around the world?
Yeah. So yeah, I worked with kids for 5 years and
Still working with one now?
Still working with one now, yeah. Got an interesting question from Tom Dog. I like your name too. What do we do in the car on the long journeys to make it more interesting and less boring? We work, so we drive quite a lot, so we need to make up that time. I try to edit on the road while we're moving, but I can't do it for too long because I get a bit sick, so that's what we do. And listen to podcasts as well, and books and stuff like that, and music.
Nevis the Van asked what's our favourite thing about the Kombi. So many favourite things, but I think the power system, it blows me away every single time, the amount of power we have to edit on both of our machines and how much and how heavily we use it, and it's always bang up at 100% again from the solder that we have. I love our electrical system. If you're building an off-grid electrical system, we have pretty much a whole free guide, so I'll link to that on our website down below. But yeah, that's phenomenal. I also really like our water system as well, because we can drink water in all the different places that we go to. It takes a huge weight off our minds thinking about finding good quality water, especially at this moment with viruses and stuff. You're trying to stay healthy, you don't want to run your immune system down, so we use our UV water filter. Also, I'll link below. There's $100 off that at the moment. They're usually out of stock, and they've just brought out a new model, and it's cheaper and better than the one that we originally installed, and it's $100 off it. I can't believe it. So anyway, I'll link that discount code below. We're actually getting a new one too, so I recommend you do. If you get a van, get it now, seriously.
Sue asked the question, are we worried about being stuck in another country like we were in Morocco? It is a difficult question because obviously we don't like to be stuck in one place, but we don't have a permanent home anywhere or residency anywhere in the world, in any country. So our van is our home. So as long as we have our van, we are at home and we should be okay. So not really worried about being stuck. Not really is the answer. I still haven't found a wonky house for you to film. I've been too busy looking at the camera. It seems like everybody in Amsterdam owns a boat, which is pretty cool. They just go on it on the weekends, just hang out on their boat in the canals. It's a nice lifestyle. Oh, don't crash into this one. Hello, you're a bit close. He tried to buy Alaska. Getting chased down the canal by an angry swan.
Can't keep up with the electric motor. Quite enjoying the fact that this boat is eco-friendly and battery powered. That's a nice touch. Definitely recommend this if you come to Amsterdam, renting a boat. It wasn't cheap. What did we pay, €100 for this boat?
Yeah.
But it was worth it to bring you guys on the ride. Holly asked us if being married helps with visa issues. I think Holly is suggesting something. Knowing Holly, having met her personally, I'm sure that's a hint. But no, unfortunately it doesn't help with visa issues. If we were to be married, we'd still have our same individual passports, and so it would take a while to get citizenship and passports. It's not the same thing as getting married, so just got to slow down for this bridge before I crash. Yeah, otherwise I would happily swap for an Australian passport at this point, because the British one has gone down through the Brexit situation. So I think both of us recommended that we should marry Europeans to solve the problem. So that might be coming up in a future episode, Leah. Jack in London asked if we could share a little bit more about our kind of creative process with some behind the scenes content, you know, like what's in our camera bag and that kind of thing. We've actually just been filming a video about that, and it's coming out very soon, showing exactly how we put our episodes together for those of you who are interested in what it takes to make something like we do. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Stay tuned, make sure you subscribe so you get notified, hit that bell and all that jazz. Off the boat now for a little bit, back into the streets of Amsterdam, but trying to stay a bit far away on the outskirts. Earth Perfect Photos asked how reliable has the van been. We're driving a vintage van around the world, mate. Like, I can't believe how good and how reliable this van has been on this journey so far. It's an absolute dream. Anyone that's followed the original series from Chile to Alaska will know how many problems I had. And to drive this Kombi is an absolute dream. So blessed.
Nikki has raised a really, really important question and topic about van life and what's been going on at the moment. Because van life has kind of blown up in recent months because of COVID, we've noticed also like our book sales have gone up quite a lot, and a lot of people are interested in van life now, which is great. But the bad thing is, unfortunately, that a lot of people aren't taking care of the campsites that they are going to. Leaving a lot of rubbish. Nikki was saying that around her area it's a huge issue with people leaving trash and not picking up after themselves, which is a real shame because it just ruins it for everybody, and it's not nice to come to a place and see rubbish, which we experience quite a lot, especially toilet paper.
One of the things we go into in our book, The Complete Guide to Van Life, is don't leave any traces. This is a community we have to protect together. We have to not upset anybody and just treat the environment with the respect it deserves. So leave no traces, guys, okay? It's the only way that we can all enjoy van life together. It's really important. It is absolutely boiling here today in Amsterdam, so we're going to wrap up and chill out and have some strawberries and everything. But there is one important question that we need to answer. It's really the elephant in the room amongst all these questions, and it comes from VDubBug67. He basically says, are we crazy for travelling right now? Do you think that travelling across Europe in the current pandemic and restrictions is a responsible and safe thing to do, both for you and those you interact with? It's a great question. It's one I'm sure we're going to get a lot, right? And we are being really, really careful and making sure that whatever activities we do, we have Alaska here to protect us from the virus at all times. We're trying to be away from people as much as possible, doing activities like we did today, and stay away from major cities and everything. Even though we're filming this today in Amsterdam, we are keeping our distance from people.
I think there are a lot of countries, and we are also encouraging people to travel within your own country, within your own backyard. Europe at the moment is our backyard, and we're trying to keep on the down low and keep away from places that it's not safe to do so and be out, and countries that are encouraging tourism and people to get the economy back up and running. we're happy to come here and spend our money and be showcasing what it's like in a safe way to be out in these countries at the moment.
Yeah, 2020 is about making the best of the bad situation, so I hope you guys can do that. I know some of you are in renewed versions of your own restrictions right now. Our heart goes out to you. We've been there, we know what it's like. Stay strong, we will all come through this on the other side of it. Anyway, we're going to wrap up. Thanks so much for collaborating with us and for sharing this journey with us. Big hugs to all of you. Until next time, happy travels.